In the Jungfrau region of the Swiss Alps are impressive glaciers and stunning views of famous mountain peaks. Hello, I'm Nancy Pearlman, here in Switzerland to enjoy this UNESCO World Heritage Site. On this edition of ECONEWS, we discover the impact of global warming, travel on cable cars and high alpine railroads, and marvel at the scenery at every turn.
I am Hans-Peter Schwitzer. I'm a tour guide at the Jungfrau Railways and want to show you the beautiful snow mountains of Eiger, Mönch and Jungfrau. We started our trip this morning in Grindelwald with the train up to the Glacier deck. Then we moved to the Jungfrau Railways, which is moving inside the mountain through a tunnel of 6 miles long up to the Jungfrau Joch. Inside the tunnel we made 2 stops where you could look out of windows down in the valley or on the other side in the glacier area. Then we have reached the top and we walked around and out into the ice and snow of the longest glacier of the Alps, which is about 16 miles long and about 600 feet thick of ice. You can go skiing, you can go hiking, you can go mountain climbing here, and you can just watch the beautiful scenery.
I'm here at 11,333 feet at the highest railway station in Europe. I've taken the Jungfrau Railway because it was a lot easier than climbing.
The area around here is part of the UNESCO World Heritage. It has been built on ecological standards. The train runs up all the way by electric power produced by a hydropower station in the valley. All the food, the water is brought up by the train, and the waste is going to put down by the train again to keep the area clean and proper, so that also the heritage is maintained in a proper way. You can relax in one of the good restaurants and look out of the window and see the mountain crows flowing around and just see the beautiful scenery, the sun, and get a suntan. On the Jungfraubahn, there are many places you can see. There, for instance, there is the Ice Palace, which was built in 1934. Yeah, this was cut from the natural ice, about 100 feet below the glacier, and it has to be cooled down below freezing point, otherwise it would melt from the heat of the people. You can wander around on the glacier for a trip of 1.5 hours and see and have the feeling to be in the middle of ice and snow.
I'm here in front of the Jungfrau, the mountain peak for which this entire region is named. It means young virgin. But from here, we can see a 16-mile glacier. We can go deep down into the ice palace over 100 feet inside the glacier. And we can see beautiful views from every angle. Such a smooth ride! In 1850, the glacier was all the way to this bridge. It retreated up this hillside, and we can see the difference in the vegetation between the pine forest and the spruce forest. This bridge shows the glacier gorge, and you can actually walk up over 700 meters in the gorge itself where the glacier used to be. 150 years ago, I could have touched the glacier right here. That glacier came down to where I am standing and in fact went all the way to the bridge.
My name is Hans-Uli Seiler. I live here in Grindelwald for many years and I'm volunteer for the climate experience where we try to show people the influence of the warmth of the earth coming warmer and warmer. We bring people up here on this pass and show them what's happened when the glaciers are melting. When the glacier was high, the pressure of the glacier was taking the rocks. Sometimes the rocks you have crevasses where the water goes in and so. Now the glacier is melting, the pressure goes away and the rock is falling. The rock is falling also away. In the year 2006 this rock fell down more than 2 million cubic meters of rock. The rest of the glacier melts always more, and that is maybe 150 years ago, not more. And the newest is melting, going away. Glacier is down here, so you can see the moraines, who are very steep. In the moraines you have also ice, who is melting. That's what happened, the ice is melting, going down. Here is the restaurant Stierberg, it's just a little bit behind. It's more melting, that's what happened. So the restaurant is anymore there, and they had to build a new one. Here in Grindelwald we treat all the Alps. We have 7 different Alps. And what means an Alp? An Alp is like a meadow in the mountains. And since 1408 we already have a law who tells how to use these Alps, so that we can keep them in a good condition. So people in Grindelwald who has cows, he is possible that he has the same amount of cows he has in winter time to have in summertime on the Alps. That gives us the guarantee that the Alps are not too much used.
After a 900-foot climb up the climate path, we've seen a lot of changes in the landscape due to the glaciers moving. And now we're at the lower Grindelwald Glacier, where the ice is over 200 feet deep, but we also see the landslide due to the loss of the glacier.
Up where it's white, where you have new snow on it, that is the Fischer Grindelwald Glacier. The big piece up where it's flat is the Eismeer. If you stay here for a while, you can see ice falling down and you hear it very well.
About 30 years ago, you brought your family to this spot, and there was a meadow here.
That's right.
And they actually grazed sheep here too?
Yeah, that's true. Now it's all gone.
This is where the hut sat until the wall started collapsing.
The glacier is missing, so the sides won't hold any longer.
Hans, thank you so very much for guiding us along this climate path. Unfortunately, you're not going to be on all of our hikes, so how do I get the history and the scientific information?
Thank you. It is very easy. You can get at your hotel, at the tourist information or at the Pfingsteckbahn one of these iPhones, which will tell you all about history, about the climate path, about the climate, what's happened with the glacier. Everything is here. You will find on your hiking path some places you have to push only here. This number of this place, and then you will get all the explanations you need.
And if I want to identify that famous Edelweiss flower, I can do that too.
You can do that too.
Fantastic.
It was so nice to accompany you.
Ihr findet nicht vor Form und Gestalt, es schönes Tal von Grindelwald. Halli, 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 in Grindelwald den Gletscher bi, da kannst schon etwa gucksen, und Zeiten wirst du da ein klein, der Feld ist von gefuchsen, das macht es nicht mehr Sinn, das macht es nicht mehr Sinn, so heimer Blumen, ich heb schon leid im Warm, kein schönes Tal von Grindelwald, in hübscher Lady warm und kalt. Kein schönes
The upper Grindelwald Glacier is melting due to global warming. The water is rushing down the river, causing a potential overflow, damaging campsites and homes. They're now dredging the area, building up the levee to protect the area.
Hello, my name is Urs Hauser. I'm the owner of the Belvedere Hotel in Grindelwald. My grandfather built the hotel. It was first opened in 1907. As you can see here, we won the Gold Award of Travel Life. This is a sustainability award from the major tour operator of Europe. And we are the first hotel in Switzerland that got the Golden Award. We do our utmost to save energy, and just as an example, we have water flowing below the hotel, which we use by taking off 4 degrees and by heating like that our outdoor saltwater jacuzzi, our pool area, and much more. All that helps us to take care of our environment, which in a place like Grindelwald, of course, is our capital, and it's the capital for the future, for the next generation, and we better take care of it.
Hello, my name is Christoph Betschart. I'm the General Manager of Holzwärme Grindelwald. We provide Grindelwald with warm water. The warm water is created by wood here from Grindelwald. The pipe system goes to every hotel here in Grindelwald, and we produce warm water CO2 free. Most tourists have no idea from where the warm water is coming when they take a shower. Our facility provides that warm water. We use just 40% of the wood which grows up every year. The hot water is also used to heat the hotels in the winter time. These are all our hotels which are connected to our facility. These red lines here is our pipe system to Grindelwald, to the hotels. The pipe system is about 4.5 kilometers long. Here you see some technical facts of our facility. The water in the pipe is about 90 degrees Celsius.
What is this?
This is a special machine. The local people can bring their own wood to here for free, and then we burn the wood.
Where did all these chips come from?
All the chips come from our local forest, and the chips are prepared in the forest, and a big truck brings the chips to our facility.
The homes and tourist hotels here in Grindelwald are able to get their hot water from a green, sustainable source. Let's see how the facility operates. So from here, the trucks dump it, and then how does it get there?
We have an automatic system which takes the wood chips from here to the big storage place over here. This piece of equipment takes the wood chips and places the wood chips in the storage. It's a full automatic system.
So from here where the wood chips are stored, it goes to the oven?
Exactly.
How is it automated?
This is a computer system which knows where the wood is placed, and we have two kinds of quality of woods, old woods and fresh wood. And the computer is mixing the woods that the fire burns in an optimal process. And nobody is working here. It's a complete full automatic system, 24 hours.
Quite an interesting computer program.
Oh yes, it is.
Very specialized.
Yeah. When the wood is burned, then normally you have white smoke. But here in Grindelwald, we dry the smoke, we get the water out of the smoke, that we don't see any white smoke. This is the water which comes out of the smoke. But then we have to neutralize the water with chemical that we can bring the water back to the river.
So you provide clean water back to the natural stream?
Yeah.
Almost everything is reused. What happens after the wood is burned?
The ash goes up to here, and we bring the ash to a landfill.
cheese festival with music, games, and lots of good food and drink. On behalf of Educational Communications and ECONEWS, I'm Nancy Pearlman, wishing you a natural, unspoiled environment.
Hier im Tal fährt's schon am Dunklen, hey am Berg scheint Sonne noch. Glacier gefleckt mit Sterne funkeln und der wilde Rauch.